when you see a place like Sussita, you don't feel that far removed from the people that probably walked on these streets.
No, I totally identify with them. But what really made the site famous just recently is a church ahead of us where in the last season, they found decoration on the floor, which alludes to the miracle of the multiplication of loaves and fish.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, there's really tangible history here that relates to very events that happen around the corner.
This is too good. And I've been noticing these columns, it almost looked like they fell together, like they all were pushed over at the same time.
Yes, especially in the cathedral you see it, that all of the columns seem to have fallen in the same direction.
Yes.
I spoke to Erick about this at Bet Shean. The site ends brutally in a devastating earthquake that causes the whole city to fall flat on its face. Wow. What's interesting is that in Bet Shean it fell in one direction, and here it fell in the opposite direction, teaching us that Bet Shean belonged to the African plate, and this is part of the Arab plate, and they simply move like that.
Now I want to go back to one thing that you said. You said Jesus walked through the Decapolis. Now, a lot of those are in Jordan, pretty far away, one's in Syria, but one of them is right here, and what makes that so interesting is there's Capernaum, there's Tiberias, this is where his ministry was. This is the closest of those Decapolis cities. So I know you can't say it 99%, but you could probably guess that Jesus was here.
It said he went to the Decapolis cities, and this is the closest of the Decapolis cities to Capernaum. So he must have visited here. Even that the text doesn't say it, it's so sensible. And it might be the reason why Sussita has so many churches in it. There's one here, there's one there. I showed you already the cathedral, and they just found another one down on the slope here. Okay, this city became extremely Christian from the 4th century and on. But I think there's even a better, almost magical connection that one can make here to Jesus. I think that Jesus pointed his hand to this site in a specific text that you're probably familiar with.
Danny, this is an obnoxiously beautiful view.
Especially at this hour. Look at this.
So, why'd you bring me up here? What were you alluding to?
Well, for one thing, again, this site is so important in the context of the New Testament. Just around the corner, by the way, is the site identified as where Jesus casted demons out of the possessed men. They entered swine who ran and drowned into the Sea of Galilee.
Just over there.
Okay, and the Decapolis is this. Okay, this is one of the cities of the Decapolis. But I think one can make even a closer connection to one of Jesus' sayings. And that's in the most famous speech that he gave, the Sermon on the Mount. Okay, Matthew chapter 5 records Jesus going on a high mountain above Capernaum. Capernaum is just on the other side there. Okay.
I see where you're going with this.
Verse 14, you are the light of the world. Okay, an image that is known also from the Dead Sea Scrolls about sons of light. Now he wants to demonstrate this. So he keeps saying, a city that is on a hill cannot be hidden. Now let's think about this for a minute. If you're sitting there and you want to demonstrate what it means a city that is on a hill, where would you point to? So one option is to point to Tiberias, that's a city, but it ain't on a hill. Where do you have a city on a hill visible from Capernaum? There are actually two candidates. One is Gamla, a city behind us, and the other one is right here.
Danny the Digger, I cannot thank you enough.
My pleasure. Really my pleasure to illustrate the text and make it so lively like this. This is for me also quite a rewarding moment.